Yet again, Manchester United have managed to sort of fumble the start of a summer transfer window. Now, what we're talking about, of course, I'm talking about our so-called priority signing, our priority man that we wanted this summer, Liam Delap, the striker. Did most of us want him? No. Am I happy that we don't have him? Probably, yeah. I think we need more experience than just Delap. It was confirmed 2 hours ago by Fabrizio Romano, who puts out, well, Liam Delap to Chelsea, here we go, agreement in place. For 30 million release clause will be triggered. Man City will not use the buyback clause. Delap has already accepted the Chelsea project. So, he's off the cards. Which has its ups and downs. Of course, it means we do not get the striker that Ineos supposedly wanted. I don't know why we were going for him in the first place, but to be fair, we were very linked to Gyökeres before that final that we lost. To bring up the wounds that still haven't healed. Ouch. But where do we go from here? Now, we have to go back in for someone better. Obviously, Arsenal are still in the race for Šeško, as well as Gyökeres. We need to go back in for Gyökeres, if I'm being honest. We need to. It's him. There's a couple other names that have been thrown out there. The one I don't want is Jamie Vardy on a free for a year. Please, no. Don't get me wrong. I love Jamie Vardy. But I don't want him. He's old. And it makes us seem desperate. Victor Boniface has been thrown back into the mix. I think he was a name that got brought up last summer as well, when we ended up getting Xerxes. And then the big one that I think, other than Mateta, which is another one, is Ollie Watkins. I'd happily take him if we can get him. Maybe try and figure out some sort of swap deal with Rashford. But obviously Rashford doesn't want to go there, so it's highly unlikely. But the issue is with all these strikers, they're going to cost money. Where does this money come from? Because we don't have it. It'll have to come from the sales that we can make with Rashford, Sancho, because he just won the Conference League, Antony. Who else? Højlund and Garnacho. They're probably the 5 players that we're probably able to sell. Because Højlund, for some reason, despite his terrible form, has got so much interest from the Italian league. I think it's AC Milan and Juventus are heavily interested in him. Which, to me, I guess it's a slower league. He might be able to thrive there, but I'm sorry, but looking at him in the game the other day when we lost to ASEAN All-Stars, he looked like he didn't even belong in that league. So, fair play that these clubs see the interest in him, and I hope we can move him on. It's a shame how it's gone down for him, because I really liked the player when he came in. It's not worked out, but that's the way it goes. Some players flop, and some thrive. Look at Falcao, we signed him and he flopped. Look at Di Maria, didn't go well either. We're going to have to rely on player sales here. Now, the ideal signing for us, obviously, is Gyökeres. Worked with Amorim before, would fit him perfectly alongside Cunha. I don't think we're getting Mbeumo as well. And to bring this up, it keeps getting brought up, we're not going to get him. Newcastle, he's going there, without a doubt. Because he plays on the right. Newcastle have a system that fits him. Obviously, I think he's a player that can adapt and play anywhere, but we don't have the money. They have it ready. And they have Champions League football, which we can't offer. So, Mbeumo's off the table. But, thinking striker, if we don't get someone, I just know Xerxes will be playing there, or we'll put Cunha there. Because we have signed him, which of course I'm happy about. But, it can't just be that. We need an actual striker. Because if we do put Cunha up top, it's just gonna... He won't be able to thrive with the best attributes that he has. If you watch him, he likes to drop a little deeper, likes to pick up the ball. The long shots he takes, to be honest, interest me. He does miss a lot, but he also has scored some absolute bangers this season. We cannot be putting Cunha in striker. We need a striker, and we need to act quickly. Because I guarantee Ineos are panicking now. They've lost their prime target, which I don't know why he was in the first place. I don't think playing for a relegated Ipswich and scoring, I think it was 10 to 13 goals, means that you're going to be good enough for United. But again, I could be wrong. I mean, look at Cantona. Look where we got him from. He became the best. So it brings me to another point. Actually, thinking about this, where are the scouts? Where are our scouts talking to us about these upcoming players that aren't really on people's radars? Because why can't we find players like this anymore? The players that we're finding already have big interest from other clubs. We got Euro, yeah, but he was already at Lille, and Real Madrid were also interested. Now, I guess it might be a little bit more difficult when it comes to scouting nowadays, purely because everything's online. If you find somebody, everyone else will find them eventually, but nevertheless, we need a striker. Otherwise, we could say goodbye to the Premier League, to be honest. No, I don't think we'll get relegated, but we'll be in trouble. We need to be pushing for top 8 at least next season, which is, it seems like a big ask, but it's so dumb that is where we're at. We used to be the kings of the league, and now we're going and getting battered by Brentford, drawing to Ipswich, drawing to Everton, almost losing to Southampton, who got the second lowest points tally in Premier League history. So next season we're going to have to fix up, which is why we need this striker, because Højlund can't do it. Xerxes not a striker. Xerxes, at this point, you can put him as back up in a striker. He reminds me of Harry Kane, with the fact that he drops deep, but obviously he's nowhere near as skilled as Harry. Now that's the player I would have taken last year, or the year before he went to Bayern and we were linked. Makes you wonder about the past. But there's nothing we can do now. We have to get a striker in the next couple of weeks, or there is no chance. We are finished.